bipartisan legislation to help foster children succeed in school. The Uninterrupted Scholars Act will make a real and immediate difference in the lives of foster children across this country. I want to thank Congresswoman Bass and Senator Landrieu for their support of this legislation, and for the Senate sending this legislation back to the House, and for Chairman Rowe for managing this on the floor, and Chairman Klein for agreeing to have this legislation come to the House today. In thanking Congresswoman Bass, I want to recognize her not only as the author of this legislation, but for her leadership both here in Washington and in the state legislature in our state of California when she served there on behalf of these young people to make sure that they would have a better opportunity at success. Foster children are some of the most at-risk students. As a group, they miss more school than their peers, are more likely to drop out, take longer to finish when they do graduate. Throughout their young lives, they may change care placements multiple times. Each placement means adjusting to a new family, often to a new community, new friends, and to a new school. Each move can put their educational success in jeopardy. That's because the caseworkers who advocate for them as they move from one school to another often do so without critical information. Though current law rightly requires foster care workers to include children's educational records in their case plans, another federal law limits the ability of caseworkers to access those records in a timely manner. Without access to foster child's school records, caseworkers are limited in their ability to advocate for the child's educational needs, especially as they move from one school to another or from one family to another. Without these records, caseworkers don't have the necessary information to make important and informed decisions about placement, wraparound services, and credit transfers among schools. And that means that those vulnerable children do not get the services that they need. This red tape creates unnecessary hurdle for educational successes for many foster children. And if there's one thing foster children don't need in life, it's an additional hurdle to jump. They have plenty of hurdles confronting them every day as they try to succeed within the system. This legislation before us today makes narrow changes to FERPA to allow foster care caseworkers to do a better job on behalf of these young people, and I urge my colleagues to support this legislation, and I reserve the balance of my time.